Hello everyone and welcome back to Gen Challenge 11 here at twitch.tv/powgaming. Make sure to follow the channel already if you have not. I am Mrs. Coronel here with a missing caster which is about to be saved here by Pal's very own Fro over here. Let's see what's gonna be coming in here. The Pikachu's back! Oh no, he's taking it from the camera, oh god! No, we don't even see Pikachu right there. Okay, we're actually getting the things going. Yay! Pikachu's here! Whoa! Oh, no, we're good. Let's go! The Pikachu's back on the stream! And speaking of the stream, we're gonna have round number 5 coming up of 6. These are gonna be the clutch moments coming in for each player in this tournament so far, because this could be make or break for your tournament run. And this probably will be a deciding factor on who probably advances the top 8, which is sadly going to be our hot cut situation because we did not get 48 players. So I encourage you guys to participate into the next Gen Challenge we offer here to get 48 players. So we get a top 6 stages, we get more Pokemon action. I know you want to come in here. It's one of the best venues you could ever see here in Southern California. It's the only place where you can meet casters like myself, you know, staff like Fro, staff like Dapper Joy, who's unfortunately at a wedding right now. But he'll be back here the next time, so we look forward to see him. You know, want to see all the great staff here, all the great people here in SoCal. You want to see them all? Come here. Speaking of which, the people that are here, our matchup here for this game is going to be Angel Torres on the screen against Grant Weldon. Angel using a Murkrow, Brute Bonnet, Iron Bundle, Fluttermane, Great Tusk, and Chi-Yu. And for Grant, we see Iron Bundle, Tyranitar, Talonflame, Great Tusk, Goldango, and Glamora. So 2 interesting teams we're seeing here. Both of them relying very much on speed with Iron Bundle on each side, but a different Tailwind setter for each team. We have a Murkrow for Angel, and we have Grant with Talonflame. And then different variations as well. We see the Chi-Yu, Fluttermane, and Iron Bundle combination for Angel, and for Grant, he's kind of using the Sandstorm with that Tyranitar to potentially combo with the things like the Glamora, Goldango, and the Great Tusk to make sure the chip damage passes around towards every Pokemon that he possibly has on his team. And the thing with these teams, it's like whoever can amass the better speed control or amass the better advantage state will be able to win the set. And this time, thank goodness, we do not have any technical issues. We don't have any side issues. So we actually are going to get a full-on best of 3 this time, unlike the past couple of rounds. And with 5 seconds left for Grant to lock in his team, will he be able to do so? He will. So these Pokemon choices are final. We are going to get set to go to round number 5, game number 1. And we will await what Grant sends out first. Oh, round 4. Sorry everyone. Round number 4. Here, this could still be a deciding factor here as we see Talonflame Tyranitar for Grant, and we see the Murkrow and Great Tusk over for Angel. Sandstorm going to go into effect, and Sandstorm will boost the special defense of all Rock type Pokemon by 1.5 as a multiplier. Alongside that Talonflame and Murkrow, we do have each Tailwind setter in play, but different attackers. We see Tyranitar on the side of Grant. We see Great Tusk for Angel, and Great Tusk here, we saw it on the screen. It is a choice scar fighting, so it's more than likely to be moving first. I mean, unless the Tyranitar is specifically trained for the speed, I think it's going to be a distinguishing factor if this Great Tusk can get some offense going. You know, it has potentially a free one-hit knockout on the Tyranitar, but it has to be wary of Terrestrialization of the flying type, because that means the Great Tusk is probably going to be left in the dust here. We do see a Terrestrialization come out from one of our trainers here. It is going to be the Tyranitar the flying, so if the Great Tusk went for a ground move like that Headlong Rush or that Earthquake that it has, it's not going to be doing damage. And we're going to see Talonflame for Grant go first with the Tailwind here, thanks to that Gale Wings ability, giving flying type moves +1 priority. Prankster with +1 priority from Murkrow will help use Tailwind, so the speeds are matched. However, oh, it's a Rock Slide. No ground moves for either side. No ground moves for the Great Tusk. We see double Rock Slide instead. Murkrow takes a lot more damage than Talonflame or Tyranitar did. We're gonna see some Sandstorm damage taken now. Murkrow's gonna take a bit of damage. Tyranitar's gonna take a bit of damage. Now there's no longer a rock type, and Talonflame will not take damage thanks to that safety goggles item, protecting it from any powder-based moves. And the interesting thing now, Great Tusk is now locked into that rock slide here. So it will be doing super effective damage to both the Tyranitar and the Talonflame, but now it has to be wary about the switches, because if it switches into any of the 3 Pokemon except for Iron Bundle, Rock Slide's not going to be doing super effective damage anymore. So gotta be a little bit careful to think about if you are going to go for that Rock Slide again. And that Murkrow will probably pay faint to another attack, but it'll be very lucky if it gets up a foul play, because both these physical attackers are very susceptible to that foul play thanks to their high protect sides. Tyranitar doesn't want to take any part of that with that protect. Talonflame more likely to be moving next. No, it's going to be the sunny day coming in from the Murkrow. Going to go ahead and remove the Sandstorm, activate the Sun, activate Photosynthesis from the Great Tusk. Going to go ahead and multiply its attack points higher. Rock Slide will hit into the protect. It's now faster thanks to the... wait, it was faster because it's Toy Scarf item. And it missed the Rock Slide! What does the Talonflame do here? Goes for the Brave Bird into the Great Tusk. Not going to be enough damage to knock it out, but that's considerably good chip damage. Just based on the fact that Great Tusk's defense is pretty good, alongside that high HP stat. But now, that Murkrow, now that it got that Photosynthesis boost off on that Great Tusk, in a pretty fantastic position to, set it up, something like that Brute on it, maybe the Chi-Yu, maybe even a Fluttermane as well. Grant sees the situation with the weather, switches out the Tyranitar, incoming in the Great Tusk, so Photosynthesis also going to activate for Grant. And what is this multiplier going to be for this Great Tusk? Will it be attack again? It will be attack again, so we'll get more offensive firepower. Rock Slide connects on both Pokemon. Talonflame is knocked out, but that's not good damage on the Great Tusk. It's up to Murkrow to use that foul play against Grant. And that's probably what it went for here. And here comes the foul play, doing a decent amount of damage. And we're going to see Iron Bundle come in from Grant. This is his second form of speed control. You love the Tailwind plus Icy Wind support from both sides of the team. And we're going to see the booster energy speed for the Iron Bundle. So it's going to go ahead and multiply the speed stat to be the fastest thing in play right now. I think there's like one turn left of Tailwind for each side. Murkrow in danger of getting knocked out. This is also another Toy Star Great Tusk on Grant, so it is a battle of Great Tusks from depending on who's faster and who's not. Or this could be coming down to speed tie. So this is now going down to coin flips, which is the already interesting thing about this game right now between these Great Tusks. I mean, unless this Iron Bundle gets off an Icy Wind before either of them get to use their attacks. Iron Bundle being the fastest thing in the play. Murkrow can probably get something off with the Prankster ability, but you're probably better going for foul play. Here we go. Icy Wind comes out. This probably will knock out the Murkrow as even knocks the double knockout into the Great Tusk. Its special defense that's not the greatest, so it's going to go down to the Icy Wind. A double knockout here, and we're going to see what Grant tried to do with the Great Tusk. More than likely it was going to be a Headlong Rush. It was a Headlong Rush coming out on what was going to be the Great Tusk, but the Icy Wind was enough to take the knockout, and both Tailwinds are gone. And we're going to see Chi-Yu Fluttermane being the finisher for Angel, so it's a little bit of a trouble game right now because the Great Tusk is locked into the Headlong Rush. I mean, yes, Angel still has Terrestrialization in his advantage, but the Terrestrialization is not looking great for Angel's side, as we're going to see Photosynthesis multiply the special attack stat of that Fluttermane. And it's going to be very devastating, but the problem being, this Iron Bundle will get an Icy Wind, so... And next to a Toy Scarf as well. The Great Tusk is going to get up a Headlong Rush, and it's going to knock out one of these two Pokemon, depending on which Pokemon Grant sees as a threat. Well, neither of these Pokemon have favorable terrestrial types, and neither of them have a Focus Sash on their team sheets, or so we think. Grant in a very commanding position here. We do see Terrestrialization going in from Angel Torres. Let's see if this is actually the Chi-Yu or the Fluttermane. I think I saw it in the Fluttermane, and it is going to be that Fluttermane going the Fairy type, trying to get a double knockout. It's his only hope of winning as of current. Let's see who moves first. We're going to see the Chi-Yu protect. Hopefully caught the Great Tusk lacking there with a Headlong Rush here. Icy Wind will come out. Will it hit on the Fluttermane? It does hit the Flutter Mane, so it's gonna go down in speed. Now all of this game comes down to what the Great Tusk did with that Headlong Rush. Did it go after the Chi-Yu or did it go after the Flutter Mane? It went after the Flutter Mane, and that's a one-hit knockout. And down goes the Flutter Mane, and this, I think, is also game over because the Chi-Yu has no way to have speed control against Grant's Great Tusk and Iron Bundle combination. And yeah, we do see the forfeit come out from Angel. So Grant's gonna win game 1, winning the Tailwind battle, winning the Great Tusk War, winning game 1. Great stuff from both these players so far. You know, good test of skill from each of them. You know, probably was a good idea to chip down the Great Tusk from Angel with that Talon Flame, even though it did go down a couple turns later on with that rock slide. But also, I also don't know if rock slide was necessarily the move there for Angel in the long term. Maybe you could have swapped it out to get the move reset to go for that Headlong Rush. But also similarly, it could have been something better if that Flutter Mane was actually able to get the move, or if that Protect did go to that Chi-Yu. Because a play that I think Angel could have made was go for the double attack. You know, he's not going to knock out both Pokemon at the same time. He instead probably could have just went for something like that Heat Wave, especially in the Sun and the Life Orb. It's going to provide devastating damage. It probably would have nailed a double knockout and would have put Chi-Yu into a 1v1 against that Tyranitar that it would have been able to win thanks to that Terrestrialization that Tyranitar went for under with game 1. But you know, sometimes the cookie just crumbles like that. And as we're going to see here, Angel locked in his team for game 2. We do see the teams again with Murkrow, Brute Bonnet, Ice, Iron Bundle, Flutter Mane, Great Tusk, and Chi-Yu for Angel. And for Grant, we see Iron Bundle, Tyranitar, Talonflame, Great Tusk, Goldango, and Glimmora. Tyranitar probably could have been a little bit better. I mean, we did see the sunny day from the Murkrow, so getting a Weather Swing in your advantage is always nice because you have free Pokemon that can take advantage of this ability. But at the very same time, Angel definitely could have swung the battle in his favor, but we're going to see if any adaptations will be made in the game too. See here from each side, from what we're going to see here, we're going to see Talonflame Goldango this time from Grant. You know, wants to take advantage of that Make It Rain that Goldango has, and we're going to see Murkrow, Great Tusk for Angel Torres. Let's see what happens here with this Goldango here. It does have that Make It Rain, and depending on the way this Goldango is trained, you know, we've seen Choice Specs, we've seen Choice Scarf recently. We also seen typical leftovers, bulky sets with that, also with the Citrus Berry, you know, Terra Water instead of the normal Terra Steel type, which would normally increase its damage output immensely. Tailwind, each side, I can see Tailwind from each side again, and that's probably what's going to happen. And also, this Goldango might have the Terra right now because you don't want to be taking a Headlong Rush head-on with a super effective damage output. And that is what's going to be happening. As Grant is going to Terrestrialize his Dingo, the water type, doesn't want to get hit with a super effective Headlong Rush. Now it'll be neutral. Let's find out what happens here. Tailwind comes out from Talonflame thanks to that Gale Wings boost. Will we see Tailwind from Angel Murkrow? And we see a Sunny Day instead. Wants to set up that attack multiplier for that Great Tusk. I don't know if the Great Tusk is able to knock out the Goldango even with that Photosynthesis boost, but it's not faster into that Tailwind. With that Make It Rain, it is not enough to knock out either Pokemon. It's going to put them in the yellow health, going to drop his special attack by 1 stage. Here's the Headlong Rush. With the attack multiplier, it is not enough. Sadly, not enough for the knockout, but it is in range of something like that Foul Play, and we do see the leftovers from the Goldango. We're going to recover a bit more HP than previous time. And now this Great Tusk is in a very predictable situation because you do have Tailwind, you could probably knock out the Goldango, but once again, it's asking for something to switch into its place. You know, maybe not the Glimmora or the Tyranitar, but Great Tusk for Grant probably could be the switch for that Goldango, or it could just try to go for the double knockout with that Make It Rain, or try to get a bit more HP back with his Protect. Grant has a lot of options here. Talonflame more than likely going to be safe here because of the fact that the Great Tusk is locked into that Headlong Rush, which cannot touch flying types. So now the question just becomes, yep, do you switch out the Great Tusk or not? And Angel says, yes, this is the time to switch out Great Tusk, and we're going to bring in Chi-Yu here. Gonna activate the Beads of Ruin ability, gonna lower the special defense of all surrounding Pokemon by 25%. Here's the Brave Bird, going into the Chi-Yu slot, gonna do over 50% HP, do a bit of recoil in the process. Tailwind does come back out for the Murkrow. Now we're in even speed controls, but Angel has a turn of advantage, and the Gholdengo did not even go for the Protect. Murkrow really live at 1 HP? Is that an invisible focus as we see? And it's very risky that Grant went for the Make It Rain instead of something like that Protect to get back HP, but you got the HP back anyway. Chi-Yu is in a pretty good spot if it could get the knockouts it needs. So we do see it's in the stun. It does have the Life Orb item. We see the Terrifier on the screen, so it's going to be doing a lot of damage. And I mean, monstrous amount of damage. I could see it threatening a double knockout here. No switches coming up from Grant, so this will be head-on translation for the Chi-Yu into that fire typing. It's going to increase its damage output, lose its weakness to darken, lose its weakness to fighting, thankfully. So now we don't have to worry about that. And now your fairy type damage is no longer neutral. Gholdengo not going to protect here. Here's a Brave Bird into Chi-Yu. It is enough for a knockout. It's not going to get off that heat wave that it so desperately wanted. And I think this could just be a double knockout here for Grant because of the Gholdengo still going for the attacks. It is another Make It Rain. It is at -2, but nothing gets past 1 HP left on a Pokemon like Murkrow. Now, Grant is in a 4-2 advantage with that Terrestrialization. Gholdengo still has a turn of Tailwind, but Angel does have the Tailwind advantage thanks to sending a turn later. But as we see in this ring, it is down to a Great Tusk and a Flutter Mane. And the Flutter Mane not in a very favorable position because Talonflame probably is going to be outspeeding both of Angel's Pokemon because of the way that both these Pokemon were trained. But also, this Great Tusk does not want to be locking itself into ground type moves that it so desperately wants. Or if it does, it has to rely on Flutter Mane being able to take the knockouts, because if you go for something like that Rock Slide, you will have a lot of things that are resistant to it. You know, that Great Tusk. I also forget if Rock Slide moves are resistant to rocks, but if they're not, it's okay. You go for that Rock Slide. If they are, it's pretty much a risk you might have to end up taking. This Gholdengo might end up switching out because of that -3 special attack drops it did, going for all of those Make It Rains, but it can also protect to get some HP back. Various plays coming out from each side that are being displayed on the screen. It is down to 2 Pokemon left for Angel, with the Great Tusk and the Flutter Mane. The Talonflame and Gholdengo for Grant just haven't let the field, and Grant is finally going to retreat that Gholdengo back to the Pokeball. Here comes Great Tusk for Grant, so that super effective damage from that Dazzling Gleam that I think that Angel went for will be beneficial thanks to that low special defense stat from that Great Tusk. Rock Slide comes out, will knock out the Talonflame. No more flying type attacks. Gonna come out for Grant's side of the field. Talonflame will go down. And we're gonna see the Dazzling Gleam come out from this Flutter Mane, and it is a double knockout for Angel. He swung the momentum back. Now it's down to a Gholdengo and a Pokemon left in the back for Grant. And Angel still has to turn a Tailwind. But again, he's locked in the Rock Slide. So, oh, it's Iron Bundle. It's not good because of the Tailwind advantage. The booster energy from this Iron Bundle for Grant is going to give it the booster energy that it needs to activate that Core Drive to get to that speed multiplier. But again, Angel has a speed advantage so far, but this could easily be circumvented by a double protect from Grant. And if that is to be the case, the game comes down to whether or not Angel's Great Tusk outspeeds the Iron Bundle from Grant. Because if it doesn't, an Icy Wind goes off, Make It Rain goes off, you probably just lose the game on that moment. You do see 1 protect. Do we see 2 protects from Grant? Is that the question that will be answered? It is going to be answered with yes. It is a double protect. No more Tailwind for Angel. We're going to get a bit more HP back with that leftovers. Rock Slide, let's just assume it missed twice. It will make anyone feel better about going for a risky move like that. And Angel, I mean, we do see the choice specs as well on this Flutter Mane. It would have been devastating damage with the Dazzling Gleam. But now it comes down to whether or not this Iron Bundle can, first of all, outspeed this Great Tusk, but second of all, land that Icy Wind. The sun is gone though, so photosynthesis wears off on both the Flutter Mane and the Great Tusk, so now they're back to neutral in terms of their multipliers. Goldingo gonna go back up to near half its health. And Talon does peter out for Angel. So now the game hinges on this Iron Bundle for Grant. If it hits the Icy Wind on the Great Tusk, the game is more likely over. It does connect the Icy Wind. It knocks out the Great Tusk. And oh, critical hit on top of that. That probably wouldn't have mattered so much thanks to that Swiss defense stat that Great Tusk lacks. Will it outspeed the Goldingo? It will not. There's the Make It Rain, and that's gonna be the game here. Grant Weldon wins the round 4 of Gym Challenge 11 with a 2-0 victory thanks to that Goldingo. That Goldingo, the biggest reason that Grant wins the set 2-0. Because it was such a devastating Pokemon to face against. It had to, it had to terrestrialize turn 1 because it didn't want to eat that. It did not want to take that headlong rush to the face. Probably would have one hit and knocked it out. Would have detrimented Grant's game plan as a whole. And Angel just had his way in the driver's seat. That Rock Slide is probably your best move there. Sadly, did not outspeed the Iron Bundle out of that tailwind advantage that he had because it was successful with that double protect that Grant has had. But that's just great taste of action from both these players. Grant still fighting to get into that top 8 slot. And we're going to go to round 5 very shortly. We're going to see which trainers make it out into the next stage, see whose boosted records are getting, and see what crazy Pokemon actually we'll find. We'll see you guys round 5 right after this.